Hey Tracy, I am just reading over this email thing. See, I'm almost done with it. Ex finally admitted to cheating on me. Released some major energy and I feel better. I'm no longer seeing anyone. The time with the Gemini guy, Inky, lasted a few weeks. Then I just had to let him go. Currently single and ready to mingle. Okay. How are things with you? Oh, my grandchild. Yeah, he's doing good. Alright, well, I don't look at the cards. I just lay them out. I think the first time I did this, I looked at them first, but now I just lay them out and I don't look at them. And I want to look, I have your chart. I want to just look at some astrology stuff. Because I know, why do I always think you're Cancer? We have the Cancer North Node. Maybe that's what it is. I mean, you're like double Gemini. Where's your moon? Oh, Aquarius moon. Okay. Well, you had your nodal return, didn't you? Didn't that just pop for you? That should have been some kind. Maybe that was that big job thing that you were just talking about. Let me switch glasses here. 13 degrees. That should have been just like real recently, or happening now, maybe. Yeah, that was like in October. I bet even if it wasn't end of September, October, I bet you that nodal return was your new job because it's in the second house there. So that was probably what brought that in. So you're doing this new path with the money. Yeah, that fifth house, Saturn, Pluto. Yeah, that Saturn, Pluto thing's going to square your Saturn, Pluto. That's pretty freaking major. So that's January. I'm going to do a whole thing on that. I mean, you don't have to order that, too. I'm just letting you know. But there's that lunar eclipse on the 10th at 20 degrees. And then 12th is the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. So it's all right there. I mean, the Saturn and Pluto is going to be conjunct at the time of this lunar eclipse at 20 Cancer. Not exactly on your sun. I mean, your sun is 20 degrees, but not on your node. In conjuncting your sun. And squaring all the stuff in the fifth house here. And your second house to the fifth house. Well, you know, it could be some other kind of big money thing that shows up for you, but what I'm getting is how you... I have the opposite problem. I could always find a boyfriend. I haven't even been dating, but when I, you know, it's not hard for me to find a boyfriend. But money has always been, I got moon in the second, and money's always fluctuated and been unstable. But what I'm picking up here about it, because this Saturn-Pluto is going to square everything over in your fifth house here, this love and romance stuff you got going on. Also, but what I'm picking up is, I feel like it's going to be like, I'm sorry, I have mice and I thought I heard something rustling over here. I'm flipping out. What I was picking up on is I feel like it could be how you easily apply to money. Like you just like, yeah, I can manifest. I always can manifest money. I can always land on my feet. I always find a good job. Because there's an adjustment that has to be made with that sun in conjunct thing. So I feel like it could be like, however your attitude towards money is, that somehow you need to apply that over to your fifth house romance, love affair stuff. Also, you know, the square there, it's trying to make you make a change, you know, period. So obviously you're in a pattern, you know, you're in a pattern. You're attracting people that hurt you or whatever, and so you know it's examining that stuff and thinking about it. There's going to be, but before I go on, I want to point out that Jupiter is going through that seventh house and hitting your Neptune, your Lilith, and all this stuff right here, like real soon here, like now. It's it passed your Neptune and everything. So that's Jupiter. Before Jupiter leaves your seventh house, you should be able to manifest a really good partner. And it's not only, it's the ruler of your seventh house too. So it's 8 degrees is when it goes out. That's going to be like in January or something. So you could totally meet somebody over the holidays here if you focus that energy in that direction. And because fifth house is just the love affairs. Those come and go. The seventh house is that true partnership stuff. The other thing is we are going to have a lunar eclipse in Gemini next year, November 30th, 8 degrees. Kind of not that close, but there's going to be a solar eclipse June 6th, real close to your birthday. June 6th and 16 degrees of Sag. So in your 7th house, oppose your sun. June 6th, 16 degrees Sagittarius, lunar, solar eclipse. So new manifestation and stuff like that. But I still say, while Jupiter's going through that 7th, you should be able to meet somebody. I mean, get out. You said you're single and ready to mingle. Well, get out and mingle. Do some holiday parties. You know, when I wasn't trying to brag like, oh, I can always find a guy, but I've always been able to. But I think a big part of that is not anything that really to do with me, but it's me being the musician. And if you're not working that musician thing, come on. You know how it goes. Everybody likes a musician. And I've seen it too, just like with guys in my bands and stuff, you know, it's just like these guys, if they weren't a musician, no girl would ever look at them or want to date them. Not only because maybe they're ugly or whatever, or different things, physical things, but they're just assholes and whatever. But because they're the musician, So I would be, if you're not playing in a band, at least go out. Don't they have jam nights or something like that? Because that's how it happens with me. I haven't been in a band in a long time. I don't want to be. It's too much drama and work and hassle and loading heavy equipment. I don't want to do any of it. But I feel like I want to jam still, so I have to go to the jam nights or open mics or whatever. And, you know, it never fails, you know. I come off the stage and, you know, there's guys hitting on me like crazy. So, you know, if you're not working that musician thing, you should be working that. That doesn't mean, you know, you might be thinking, well, that could be a superficial, and it is. It's just a superficial attraction to somebody in the band. But that could also lead to a long-term thing, you know. That could spark somebody's, show what you got. You've got this beautiful talent, you know. That, you know, people see that, and it's like that's part of the thing that would attract them to you. Not just as a, you know, poser thing like, oh, I'm a musician, I'm so cool, but in a way of, look, I also have this side of me, you know. I work for the government, you know, work for the government dude, but I'm also this beautiful creative side. And I think that's what's going to, with your Neptune in the 7th, that's what's going to attract the right partner. You know, that's what's going to attract somebody. That's the part of you that they're going to be attracted to. One of the parts of you that you need to show more. Okay, let's look at January, February, March. Ooh, Knight of Rods in reverse, 4 of Pentacles in reverse, and 3 of Rods in reverse. Well, like you said, the work's going good. You're not worried about that success. You might even get some kind of other promotion or raise or something in this first few months here. So you're not worried about the money. But this is somebody else, another young man in the reverse position. Fiery, you know, Leo, Aries, or Sag. Could be coming in fire time, which would be end of March, Aries time. Yeah, the way he looks at that money, I don't like it. I don't like it. Well, I don't like it at all. I don't like him right off the bat. You know what's standing out to me? The hooves of this horse. That's weird. So it could be, you know, run the other way. You know, can you see him coming? Run away. But it also could be, I think maybe there's something about his feet or shoes, or he might say, oh, I like your shoes, or there's might be something about feet and shoes or something. Has a foot fetish, I don't know. But anyways, he's looking at the money, and I don't like that. So it could be somebody you work with. It could be somebody that's broke and just wants you, you know, needs help with money or something. So he might be somebody that you might want to steer away from. Okay, so April, May, June. Let's see, birthday time. Fool, nice. King of Rods and the upright. Okay. And 9 of Rods. I thought I heard something again. I'm sorry. Every time I hear any little noise, I think it's spraying vinegar all over in that area, even though on the line said it won't deter the mice, but sorry. Anyways, sorry about me being real jumpy. King of Rods. If I jump up and scream, you'll know what happened. I need to light some smudge. That's what I need to do. Get some smoke. Smoke those bastards out. Hold on. I'm going to light a smudge. You don't mind, do you? If I can find a lighter. There we go. I have a smudge right here. I got a couple thoughts on this King of Rods. He's a good person for you. He's going to be favorable. And I have a couple thoughts as soon as I get my smudge lit over here. We'll talk about it. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So I feel like well, he's a king, number one. So I want to compare and contrast the knight versus the king, the knight in reverse versus the king upright. So, he's a king, not a knight. He's not playing silly games. He's not, he's a king. He's got his own stuff, his own money, and whatever. And he's more mature. And he goes the way of the fool. So I feel like he's in typical fire sign fashion. I feel like he's kind of, adventuresome, and let's go do something on the spur of the moment. Let's go take a trip. Let's go do this, do that. So he's different than the knight in a lot of ways. Now, it could be like this is the kind of guys that you dated before, and this is you stepping into being a king now. We're going to start having eclipses now that the nodes are moving in there. I think the node's going to hit your sun too. We got to look at that. We're going to start having eclipses on the Gemini Sag axis towards the end of the year there. So that's you and your relationships is going to really come into focus again. But also there's a chance it could be somebody that you knew from the past, and that maybe they truly have grown and truly have changed. That's not my strongest inclination, because I kind of feel like a leopard doesn't change his spots, but it's potential. But it's something, there's a similarity. He's not him, he's different. He's different now. You may, because this is shown up like, you might be like, oh no, I know all about these fire sign guys or whatever, these type of guys, and I'm not dealing with them anymore, and blah, blah, blah. So don't be like that. Okay, July, August, September. Decisions made, you're going to get some more money. So it looks like more money coming your way. And this karmic debt has been paid. I want to go down to the next thing because I want to know what it's pointing at. October, November, December. 6 of Rods, triumph and victory, being treated well, more money. See, your career is just rocking. And this way. Okay. 7 of Cups is, your dreams are becoming reality. What I get out of this, well, this is definitely you finishing a karmic cycle regarding your love and relationships. I don't remember what I told you that first time I did. You were the first soul reading I did, I think. But I remember it did focus on that stuff. So whatever those karmic debts were, you have paid them, and you don't have to do it anymore. I want to see when that node, because at 20, the node is almost a 20-year cycle. Oops, I want to see when that node is going to get to 20. I think it'll be this year, or 2020. Or 20 could be, like 20, the year 20. When you just say, like you put your date, it's like whatever, and you just write 20 instead of 2020. Now it's actually, let's see, let me double check on this one. Hold on a second. It's going to be November. It'll be at 20. The node will be at 20, meaning on your sun. You hit your sun at that time. So I think the north node hitting your sun is going to be pretty impactful, end of October and November. But it doesn't have to be that. It could be the whole year of 2020. But this is what I get out of it. You've paid this psychic or this karmic debt of others influencing you in your life. Now it's time for you to do what you want to do. You make things happen. You be the creator. That's what I feel like this is. You visualize, you create, you attract what you want. Not just be the victim of whatever, whatever shows up, and then you're like the victim of it. I feel like it also has to do with some early imprinting of yours. And with this nodal thing too, what happened at your last nodal return? Because right after that it would have hit your sun that time too. So that was when? That was in like 03. Oh no, 01. The nodes were in Gemini in October of 01. So what happened in 2000, 2001? Yeah. Around that time, it would have changed. That would have been the last time that the nodes went over your stuff there. You had your nodal return, and then you had to go over your sun. So what happened then? Or even earlier. I mean, how old are you? You're 82. No, but the time before that would have been when you were born. So. Yeah, it was something that happened in earlier. I'm getting that, like it was some earlier imprinting of. I'm sorry, I'm doing my smudge, lighting that smudge, baby. I'm gonna stick the whole smudge stick over this corner where they tend to. My dog's sniffing around at, telling me they're over there. So with somebody that hurt you, some guy that, one of your earlier, first relationships or early young adulthood relationships that fucked you up basically, and what if you don't have to carry that load anymore. I get real strong that you need to bring forward your creative side. And maybe not even for the fact of, hey, I'm going to go out and show everybody I'm going to jam tonight and get laid. That's not you anyway, and that's not me either. I'm not even trying to get laid. I'm just I just walk because I want to play music. But, I feel like that side, the person that's going to be your dude, your forever guy, that's going to be the thing that's going to attract him to you. Oh wow, you play an instrument? How awesome, I think it's going to be kind of surprising. I think you're not really showing that side a lot. I definitely feel too like it's more like that, what I'm talking about. It's more like maybe a jazz club open mic or jam, or it's not like an official gig with the marching band or anything like that. It's like a laid back, like I feel like you're just going up and doing one or two songs. It's not a whole rehearsed thing or anything, like a gig. It feels like it's just like a real casual atmosphere, and this person's like probably one of many. Like I say, I go do those gigs, they always are, they're not gigs, when I go to do those, things, there's always I always get hit on. And I'm not even trying to be hit on. I don't even want to have a relationship right now. So, but, and that's just true, like I said in the beginning. I see that with, many guys that I've been in bands with. If they weren't in a band, they would never get laid, and they know how to work that, and they lead with that. And it's not that you should be, like I said, don't be like that, like a cocky asshole, but just show that side of you. Go out and let that part come out, Let that part be seen. So you're not just another guy in the bar or wherever you go to meet men, Go somewhere where, and also I feel like it's a jazz club, really. It's a small place, like a small jazz place, and that person also would have that bond of really loving music. Because people who like jazz seem to have more of a knowledge of music, Your Joe Blow who listens to whatever's pumped in his ears on the radio, he doesn't know anything about music. And, this guy he has a love of music, or possibly even a musician himself. I just heard the word connoisseur. So I think he's a procurer. He's a procurer of, I feel like he likes wine and food, like he's kind of, like one of those types, whatever you would call that. A little bit refined, but cool too, and fun, because he's showing up as King of Rods. Not a snob or anything, Okay. He's a procurer of fine wines, that's what they're saying. Maybe this is even a wine bar or something. Maybe a guy owns the place, or he goes there because they have all these different wines or something. Feels like there is like a lot of, like a wine, is it maybe even called the wine cellar or something like that? Or it's like a wine cellar or something. It feels like that. But anyways, let's get your animal totem. He's got I feel like here's what I'm getting. I'm getting a name like a snack. It's like a Bobby Ray's or Jimmy J's or something like that. That might be the name of the bar, but maybe he's known as that. Like, that might be like his nickname. But even if that's his nickname, this guy's not a jerk off. I know everything I'm saying is like, it sounds like he's a jerk off. He's cool and fun, This stuff tells me he's cool and fun. And like, let's go take a trip. Pack a bag, we're going on a trip. He might have a little dog too. He might have a dog. I don't know if you have a dog. But it feels like the dog's coming too. Like up to it, maybe a cabin or somewhere, like a getaway. Okay, but anyways, animal totem for Tracy. Yeah, Jimmy J or Jimmy Jam or Billy Ray or, something like that. Like two names together. Might be his name, might be the name of the club. Might be the place you're gonna go take the vacation or a trip. This doesn't feel like a vacation. This feels like let's take the weekend in the Poconos or whatever. I don't know, not the Poconos, but let's do a weekend getaway kind of trip, spontaneous. Yeah, they're saying you're gonna learn how to have fun again. That's what they're telling me. Okay, let's do the shuffle. I've been shuffling for Tracy. I know you're Tracy, obviously, but I almost said Tony, and then I almost said Terry. Tony, Terry, Tracy. So Tony or Terry could be a name for you, too. Okay. Tracy. I keep wanting to say Tony. Okay. Shuffling, and let me grab one. We're going to be here all day shuffling. That's why I lay these out ahead of time. It takes me forever. Okay, the bee. Well, the bee is, definitely like fertility, and a phallic has got the stinger. That's a phallic signal. Fertility, abundance, creativity, propagation, strong connections to home and family, accomplishing tasks in a timely manner, tasting the sweet nectar in life. Yeah, taste the sweet nectar in life. Even if you're going out to, I feel like this gem spot could be like a regular thing for you. I'm hearing somebody say, you got to hear this kid play. So they must have heard you play before. And they're calling you a kid, so they are a little older. I mean, you're not, you're in your late 30s, you're pushing 40 now, you're not a kid anymore. But to them, they say, oh, you got to hear this kid play. So I think that you need to do that. Well, I don't know. This is why I do it, because it feeds my soul. I need to get it out, I play and I feel better. Especially since I'm not getting laid. It's kind of that kind of release, not exactly an orgasm, but, a really great jam can be, you know what I mean. So I would start going to this place, some kind of, because it feels like they've seen you before. I'm hearing, you got to hear this kid. Like you go up and they know you. Oh, he's played before. He's been coming around lately or something. And even if it's not like, it's not like, oh, I'm going there because I'm going to meet some guy. Like, just I'm going there to play because it feels good and I enjoy it and it makes me feel better. And it's an expression of my soul and my creativity and all that good stuff. Okay. All right. So you know the drill. That's the reading. Watch it more than once. With these two, I feel like in all of them, you can go back to some of the older ones. I feel like you can use this, just open it up. And just, whatever, reward, whatever stands out to you at that particular moment, could it be a message for you at that particular moment in your life? Yeah, but you're going to have more, a lot of this is still about more money. And you're just rocking that career, man. You're getting promoted, I think, again, by the end of the year. Looks like more money's coming sooner, and then by the end of the year, you're getting another promotion of some sort. Well, you got the North Node in the second, so you know how to rock that money. But you also got a ton of fifth house stuff there, too. See, but your Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter, the fifth house is going to be a point of contention. But with Neptune, the seventh house is where you can make your dreams come true. And the seventh house is a long-term relationship. I would be going out right now with that Jupiter before that Jupiter gets away. Don't let that Jupiter get out of that seventh house yet. Because you'll have to wait 12 months. That's not necessarily the case, but definitely, Jupiter, I feel like Jupiter really does work, he might be a Sag too, or I don't know. I feel like this is somebody good. And the biggest thing about him is he's a king. I mean, you might not meet him until April, but I feel like you should start going now too. You can meet some people now, or just get known. Get known and get that opportunity to play with different people. That's a way you can, interact energetically with somebody without necessarily banging them. You're getting each other's auras. You're definitely. That's one guy. He's one of the big dudes around town here. Every time he sees me, practically, he says this. He was in some interview, I forget what it was about, on TV or something, and he says, yeah, when you jam with somebody, you can really get a feel for what they're like. you feel what kind of person they are, and whether you like them or not. It was this whole thing. And then every time, I would see him, he would say, yeah, he'd tell me he'd say that line from the interview again. He'd say, and you're intense. He said the same thing every time. He'd say, yeah, you're intense. Yeah, I'm intense, all right. Yeah, but anyways, there it is. Get out there more, mix and mingle, ready to mingle, then get out there and mingle. And I feel like, again, not really going just to the singles bars. I don't think I think that's what this is about. This is the kind of guy you're going to meet out in the singles bars. I think it's more of, there's going to be a lot of common interest and a lot of, there'll be sexual attraction too. And he's got his rod there, it's a sexual card. But anyways, I'm going to let you go. Thanks for the reading. Have a great 2020, Tracy. Talk to you later. Bye.